We love this place. My motivation for doing land conservation was to help landowners that care about their land to find a way to save it.
Leigh has this way of focusing on collaboration. She said there was this ecology of conservation organizations and players that when we worked together, when we brought diversity into the network, that we would be stronger working together.
Mount Grace and the North Quabbin Regional Landscape Partnership really provided the inspiration and the working example, the successful example of the way to go from a big area down to the actual people who care about the communities and own the land.
What I saw was just this strength of a woman raising her 3 sons on her own, trying to get through her own career.
My memories are of her being young and inexperienced and miraculously transforming into a capable and authoritative and imaginative as well as inspirational leader.
Leigh is this kind of person who, you know, she appears very calm. She's very grounded. She doesn't get thrown off easily. She's very convincing because she does her homework. You know you're listening to somebody that knows what she's talking about.
I had the thought that after we got to see the capabilities of Leigh Youngblood, that actually the job had been waiting for her, or we've been waiting for her to show up, and it was a perfect fit.
Leigh has this real big gift for focusing on the people. That every time something would get bogged down, she would try to find a way to refocus it on the humanity of the situation, and that is where she makes all of the difference.
We weren't sure just what would happen with the farm, and it's a big piece of property, and it would be too bad if it was developed. We had heard about conservation restrictions and doing it so your land wouldn't get developed and all, but we really didn't know how to go about it or anything. Leigh was so good, and she kind of guided us through all of that.
Leigh made an incredible contribution to the way we look at farm conservation projects in Massachusetts and beyond.
I also really admire her involvement with the Quabbin Harvest Food Co-op.
She realized that food justice, agriculture, the fact that there was a USDA food desert right in our own backyard, and the idea that farmers needed new outlets to sell their food so that they could have thriving businesses and stay on the land, which is another way to conserve land, is to keep it working.
The most astonishing experience was, of course, the Tully Initiative.
That was a very important project, and it really helped us, you know, move to another level.
One of Leigh's unique talents is that she's very good at winning other people over. Leigh always taught us to think of our work in expansive terms, to be more inclusive of people of color, and to think of different perspectives of stewardship that Indigenous peoples may have. Listening to African American relationships to land and their and the indigenous knowledge that they bring.
Her legacy is going to ripple out through the activities of all of those people who have learned from her. The ripples will go out a long, long way.
In Massachusetts, there's still 1 million more priority acres that need to be conserved.